All right, now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Before Yum, before RPM, before Debian package management, how we installed software was using source code and compiling it. Still many reasons to do this. If you have the source code, you can tweak the application exactly how you want it to be. So if you're good at hacking code, this is a great way to get in there and to make it do what you want it to do. Getting the source code, typically you'll find it in a what's called a tarball format, targz or tarbz. Really, that's just a zipped file of some kind. After we download and extract that, we go through a 3-step process. We run the config script, which is a shell script, which basically goes through and checks for any necessary components that will be needed to compile that piece of software. And then then it creates the make file, which is basically a text file about what's going to happen. And you can edit that file if you want to. Once you're done with that, you run the make command, which actually builds the binary executable, the compiled piece of software. And then after that, you run make install to actually install the software itself. So let's go give it a shot. It's fun. So to demonstrate installing from source code, I have 2 files that I've downloaded, and I'll install both of those. This is a graphical game, Tetris type of game, and this is an FTP server. You can get both of these just by Googling them for that package name as you see it there. It's pretty straightforward if you want to play with it. How we'll do this is, first thing we need to do is extract the tarball. So the first one we'll do is the pure FTP, and I have to actually extract it. This targz we'll talk about in a later lecture. It really is just like a zipped file. That's all it is. So, and this command just says to unzip it. We'll talk about it. And then I will do the same thing for the other file. And now I have 2 directories. And the first one I'll go into, after I extract it, I'm going to go into the pure FTP server. And from here, I'm looking for a file, a script named configure. So what I'll do is, remember it's not my path, so I have to tell it where it is. So I have to put the /, and I'll press enter, and this will actually go through. You'll see it checking, right? It's going through, making sure that it has all the components it needs. All right, and this will take some time, so I'm going to pause right here. Finally finished. Now that's one thing to be aware of when you're compiling source code. Depending on the package you're trying to put together, it could take quite some time. This was not that long, but still, this is a very small little application. All right, so the next thing we'll do is, step 2 is run the make command, and this will actually create the make file for us. And I'll pause this all up. There it goes, great. And then after that, I'll run make install, and this will actually install the binary file for us. So configure creates the make file, make builds the binary, make install installs the binary file. And there you go. All right, so let's go test it out. So first thing I need to do is I'm going to have to go into, let's see, init.d and shut off my other BSTP. I'll stop that one just so it doesn't cause any problems. I have an FTP server. And then I will say which pure FTP, and that's where it is. So then I'll go and turn it on. Oops, gotta put it in the background. It's gonna take away my prompt. Now let's put it in the background. All right, there we go. And then I'll FTP into it. Well, don't have FTP, so we'll use our Yum skills. Go get FTP. It's a little client for an older way we used to go and capture, or not capture, but download and upload files. So let's try that now. FTP, to localhost. I'm FTPing to myself, and it lets me in, so I'll log in as anonymous. And sure enough, I'm in, and we can see that I am actually in the pure FTP server. Fantastic. Now, that was easy. Let's try the next one. We'll quit out of here. We'll CD up, and then we'll CD into the little application, the little game we have here. We'll do the same thing. We'll run the configure, and this will go through looking to check to make sure everything is okay. And it'll take a minute, and what we end up with is an error message saying, hey, you don't have this SDL library that we need. You need to go get it. So this is the type of stuff I wanted to show you this because this is the type of thing you can get trapped in. We can solve this by doing a yum search for SDL. And I'll search for that. And this is what I need right here to fix this little problem. So I'll copy that. And then I'll say yum install yes. And I'll paste that in there. I'll go get that. Look at all the dependencies coming down for that. I'll pause right here. Alright, so that finally finished downloading and installing, so we'll try it one more time. See what happens now. But that's a good example of the type of stuff that can happen and why it is so nice to have a utility like yum. So it's going to go through, and I don't think we'll have any issues this time. Alright, great. And now we'll run the make command here. And this is actually going through and compiling the binary. I'll pause right here. Oh, it finished. That's good. And then the last one is make install. Alright, and now let's go see if we have our game. Games, there it is. Nice. Now we can have some fun here. Start a new one. There we go. Pretty interesting little game, right? Alright, well that's installing from source code. As you can see, yum is the way to go. We can get everything we've just done here with the yum command and make it a lot easier for us. But it is something you need to know, and it may be something that you'll be interested in playing around with later on. Alright, thank you.